This video here is all about the fact that there is a scam out there right now claiming that there's a biblical drink and it has something to do with diabetes, reversing type 2 diabetes, and that there's a 60 Minutes report. It's all a scam. There is no biblical drink. They show you different like mixtures of things in jars and cups with pantry ingredients. What's happening here is that scammers are trying to sell you a product, whatever the product is, whether it's Glyco Pulse or whatever it may be. This is something where scammers are trying to sell you that product, and to do that, they have an ad on Facebook or whatever that leads to a very long video on a website like this, and has a fake 60 Minutes report. And they will claim in this long video that there's a biblical drink because it's like a recipe promise, and that gets you to watch the entire video. What are the ingredients? You might be wondering, what are the ingredients? I need the ingredients for the biblical drink recipe to reverse my type 2 diabetes. And by the very end of the video, they're like, and we put all those ingredients we talked about the biblical drink into a pill, and we want you to buy it. And that's where Glyco Pulse or whatever comes in, the capsule product. You may have seen a different product name, not Glyco Pulse, but glucose something, another glyco something, sugar something, whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. There is no biblical drink. This is something where scammers are trying to persuade people who are religious, Christians maybe, to fall for something by being like, you know, God really is wonderful. We should think you should buy our product. That's basically what they're saying throughout this entire video. They're just trying to scam you, to con you with a fake 60 Minutes report. 60 Minutes never reported about this. Anyone you see who's famous in the video here that I'm about to hit play on, talking, is a deepfake AI representation, meaning it's manipulated lip movement with AI generated audio. So no one famous ever actually talked about this. It looks like in the video that they are, but they aren't. It's all fake. It goes for famous doctors, people on 60 Minutes, whatever. And so don't believe that if you see it. And I'm going to hit play on this now. It says here, urgent, biblical drink mentioned 33 times in the Bible goes viral for reversing 193 severe diabetes cases. And it's not true.
Could this be the end of diabetes? A biblical drink is going viral after naturally reversing diabetes in over 12,000 Americans. Experts are calling this the biggest breakthrough of the century for diabetics. And for the first time, we're talking about the possible complete eradication of diabetes in America within the next 5 years.
So Scott Pelley right there sounds a little bit weird. He doesn't sound normal. He sounds a little bit like this, and it doesn't sound natural because it's an AI-generated voice. You might be wondering, how come 60 Minutes and CBS News don't sue or something? There are so many of these scams out there. They might not be aware of this. They might not be aware of what the website's on. I could even tell them, hey, CBS News, have you seen this website using CBS News? They might not do anything about it. Their legal team, they just I don't know, not willing to do, I don't know. Whatever it may be, these scams are out there in force. So you take one down, there are 1,000 other. And a lot of this has to do with the domain registration companies that allow you to register a website not properly enforcing their terms of service and their policies and all that, or hosting companies or whatever. And also the advertising platforms like Meta, TikTok, the website you can see me on here. They accept money for scams all the time. And it's very unfortunate. That's just the world we live in. No one's going to regulate them. No one's going to bring them to justice about, the fact that, for example, Meta allows billions of scam ad impressions all the time. They're accepting money. They're allowed to do that because they're a massive corporation in America where apparently that's okay. But if you, one person in your own small town business, commit one instance of fraud, which is what's happening, they're basically partnering with fraud over with the advertising platforms by allowing their scams to thrive. If you commit one instance of fraud, you probably will be brought to justice, to court, and maybe go to jail, but not the big tech corporations. Again, this is all about something claiming there's a biblical drink. There is no biblical drink for diabetes. And Glyco Pulse is not going to do anything for you either. You can't find information about the true founder of that product or any of the other products or where they bottle it or anything like that because they're trying to hide and stay secret. Big surprise.
Tonight, you're about to see one of the most impressive transformations. Tom Hanks, one of Hollywood's most respected figures, who after nearly losing his life to diabetes, finally reversed it thanks to this biblical drink.
I spent my whole life being the man of the family, the guy who takes care of everyone. But ever since I was diagnosed with this damn diabetes, I became just another burden to them. I felt tired all the time, tingling in my hands and feet, and even taking Ozempic, metformin, and insulin, everything just made me feel worse, with even more side effects. My worst nightmare came true when one morning I woke up with blurry vision. I could barely make out my wife's face beside me. I thought it was something temporary, but when I went to my endocrinologist, he told me to prepare for possible diabetic blindness within the next 3 years. Me, blind, that hit me like a punch to the gut.
Seeing my dad like that was one of the hardest things I've ever been through. He had always been my hero, strong, active, but now we had to watch him all the time, reminding him to take his medication.
AI generated videos of Tom Hanks and is that Colin Hanks, including the one they just showed of them in like him in a chair. Completely AI, the room, the people, everything.
To eat on schedule, to avoid carbs, even the cookies he loves so much.
Like, why would there be a surveillance or security camera on the recliner? That doesn't make any sense also.
Until one night, I found him alone. He was looking at some old test results and said to me, "Son, I don't want to live like this." That's when I knew I had to find a solution.
It was my son who told me about this biblical drink from Dr. Oz. He had heard about people who had been dealing.
Dr. Oz has nothing to do with a biblical drink. These sorts of videos always tie their garbage, their scam, with some sort of famous doctor, whether it's Dr. Oz, Dr. Phil, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, whatever, and they don't have anything to do with this.
Dealing with diabetes for decades, finally stabilizing their blood sugar levels. At first, I was skeptical. After decades in Hollywood, you learn to question miracle cures. But Dr. Oz was different. He showed that this biblical drink is the only solution capable of eliminating the real cause of diabetes, a parasite that infiltrates the pancreas through toxins in our diet and feeds on our insulin. The big problem is that no conventional medication was designed to fight this parasite, only to treat the symptoms and keep us as lifelong customers. Then he showed me how to prepare this biblical drink using 3 ingredients mentioned in the Holy Bible. And in 4 weeks, yes, just 4 weeks, my blood sugar, which used to sit around 200, started stabilizing below 100. The tingling sensations disappeared. I felt more energized. My vision became clearer. And when I went back to my endocrinologist...
That's AI of him in the doctor's office. All this looks like, so much of it looks like AI.
He told me I was finally free from type 2 and had nothing left to worry about.
The change was so fast, it honestly shocked us. In just a few weeks, he was different, more energetic, more present, more confident. It felt like...
So they're going to keep talking. Colin Hanks has nothing to do with this. He's not actually talking about this. That's deepfake AI technology. So is Tom Hanks. No one famous ever endorsed this. Dr. Oz has nothing to do with this. And there's no biblical drink for reversing type 2 diabetes. Scammers in Brazil or wherever, I don't know what country, maybe Brazil if I had to guess, are trying to get you to buy something that you don't need to buy. And they're promising you the world. Go see a doctor. Like, comment, subscribe. The join button is down below. This might come with subscription charges of hundreds of dollars a month if you do buy a product after seeing this sort of an ad, this video. You know, the money back guarantee won't work. It's all a scam. The mailing address for returns is like a fulfillment center in the US, but it won't actually tell you the real address of where it came from. It's all bad. There is no biblical drink. I hope my video has helped you. Like, comment, subscribe. Do not believe in these sorts of products, these sorts of videos about recipes. Go see a doctor. Never buy any strange supplements online and never mix up ingredients that some scam video tells you to mix up. Thank you so much for watching.